Good morning, everybody. How are you doing on this beautiful day? We're here in Fresno, California at another beautiful home. This home is listed for $349,888. That's just a hair under $350,000. And today, I'm going to be speaking to you about something pretty cool, which is the 1% down payment program that we have with our partner Rocket Mortgage. You heard that right. So 1% down payment. What does that mean? That means that we partner with a lender. They're called Rocket Mortgage. It's one of the biggest mortgage lenders in the country. I'm a loan officer here in Fresno. So if you're wondering, well, are you a realtor or loan officer? I'm both. I can help you with the entire home buying process from, finding the home, whether it be this beautiful home. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, all the way through getting your mortgage and closing the deal on your home. That 1% program, for example, if you were to submit an offer on this property, again, $350,000. What that would mean is you give 1% of the down payment. The down payment would be $3,500 on that $350,000 sale price. And at an interest rate of today's December 12th, 2023, at a quoted interest rate of about 6.5%, at an APR of 6.604, your monthly payment for principal and interest would come out to $2,145.88 at a 30-year fixed term. And again, that's with that 1% down payment. This 1% down payment is a super great opportunity. If you can qualify for the payment for a house, you meet those DTI ratios. DTI is debt to income. So you're making good money. You don't have a lot of debt. You don't have big car payments. You don't have a ton of credit card debt or anything like that. And again, you have a stable job, stable income, either you or you and your partner. Up to 4 people can qualify for a mortgage loan, but let's just say you either don't have all that kind of money saved up for a huge down payment. You've heard that you need 3.5% for an FHA, or more for a conventional product. Well, you only need 1% for this down payment. And it's a wonderful program because Rocket Mortgage actually does this as a way to help home buyers get into their first home. It's for single-family homes only, so this qualifies. Again, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. If you're looking for a place to start your family, and you don't have all that kind of capital to come in with, it's going to be an excellent example. This house, as you can see, it's been beautifully remodeled. It could be that place where you start your family, you get your legs under you. It's in a very established part of the city, here on Palm and Shields is where we are right now. And this house just came on the market a little bit ago. It's listed by Chase Holland with Western Pioneer Properties. Very big thanks to Chase for letting us show this beautiful listing today. And as you can see, it's just a beautiful starter home. It's, like I said, you can get into a property like this with 1% down payment. You can give me a call. That's just one of the many loan products that we offer in our office. My phone number is 559-701-4346. This home, I think, it not only looks beautiful, but it's got plenty of land too. It's got a nice sized backyard. Let's go check that out. And it's got a garage that's plenty big. So if you're thinking, well, I've only got one car, I can park it in the driveway. You can convert this garage to an ADU. And an ADU stands for additional dwelling unit. An additional dwelling unit is basically a second home on the same piece of land that you own. You're like, well, why would I want that? It's me, my partner, and we've got 2 kids, so 3 bedrooms is all we need. Well, you really should consider, if you were to convert this garage, that's, a sizable garage, into an ADU, into a second unit, you can rent this unit out, and you can help yourself a little bit with your mortgage payment. A lot of people on social media basically just, they like to come out and say, well, house prices are skyrocketing and payments are exorbitant. How's anyone going to buy nowadays? You're better off just, renting forever, or whatever advice people give on social media. But we have to get more creative with what we're doing with our finances, with how we're establishing our families. As a young person who looks forward to starting a family in the near future, these are things that we need to consider. It's not just how our parents used to do it with well, you got your money, you saved up, you bought your house, and you live in that house forever, and you live and die in that house, and that's it. You need to get creative and check out opportunities like this with some nice space, It's got alley access in the back, so you can drive in that way. And again, if you take a look in this garage, you could certainly use it as a garage. It looks like it had been used as a workshop. But if you were to seal this up with drywall, close it off, give it the proper, insulation, get the required permits from the city, this could be an ADU. You can rent this out for, a nice, monthly payment. It's got its own separate entrance here to the front. So again, you have to consider all of that when you're looking into purchasing a home. It's not just, well, do I like the backsplash in the kitchen? You really should consider the more concrete factors, like, does it have the sort of potential that I would like to see in my home, especially your first home. Everyone's scared of making the wrong decision. We look at people in our lives like our parents again, or uncles, aunts that have, got these great deals, and you might think, well, if I don't get a deal like that, then, I'm doing it wrong. But homes nowadays are not what they were 20 years ago when our parents were buying homes. You can't just, use that as your example and your basis for what a good deal is or for what success is. Because success changes over time. It changes with the years, it changes with generations. Every generation is going to be a little bit different. Our concept of what success looks like, buying a home is a huge achievement in itself. But you're like, well, how could I pay $350,000 for that house when my parents in their day would have paid, God knows what, they would have paid $100,000. Well, it's just not realistic to be using the market from, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, to price a house in today's market. In 5 years, this very same house might be worth much more than it is today. So you got to consider all of that as well. If everyone kind of had the ideology that we should never buy and just find, absolute steals, things that are basically being given away for free, then the housing market, no one would buy anything. But, this house, it's a wonderful example of something with plenty of potential. Again, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms here, Fresno, California. It's wonderfully remodeled. It's very beautiful. They did a great job with this home. It's being listed at a comfortable price. And like I said, at that price, that $350,000, it qualifies for that 1% down payment. And that 1% down payment program comes with some extra perks as well. You might be wondering, well, 1%, what am I going to do with the remaining payment? Well, Rocket Mortgage, this lender that we partner with, what they do is at the end of the day, they actually end up giving you 2% of the down payment, which adds up to 3%. So they're gifting a grant, free money. This is not repayable. It's not a second mortgage. A free 2% grant on the home. You give 1%. They themselves put 2%. And when you close on the deal at the end of the day, you walk into the home with 3% equity. So, on top of being able to come in with 1% down, which is remarkable, you're being given 2% for free, absolutely free, from Rocket Mortgage. Something to consider, again, something to consider. You don't need to have, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. You don't need to, be some millionaire to buy a property cash. Mortgages are a very normal, very, very, everyday thing. We do them every day. We see all sorts of things. We look at all sorts of different credit profiles. People ask us, what is the minimum FICO? There is no minimum FICO. How much do I have to make? You need to, make money. You have to be some sort of employed. You can be a business owner. You can be self-employed. If you're a hairstylist, if you're a nail technician, a cosmetologist, if you're a gig worker, if you're a 9-to-5 employee, if you're a business owner, if you're a stockbroker, any sort of profession, that, you generate income somehow, we have loans for you. We have a mortgage for you. And if you're like, well, I don't even want a mortgage. I've got my money saved up in the bank. Can I buy this home? Absolutely. This home is here for whoever is interested in purchasing it and starting their family. It's already been remodeled. It's ready to move in. Like I mentioned, it has that wonderful, wonderful space in the back. That large garage that could be converted. And I think it's something that you should consider, in general, if you're thinking about buying a home in the near future. look at homes like this, spend the time getting to know it, spend the time getting to know the loan programs, and think, okay, how would that look for me and my family? I don't want to devastate my savings maybe. I've got the money saved up, but that sounds pretty good. 1% down payment, I can get my mortgage, I get into the house, start building equity in the house, and then maybe I could consider refinancing in the future if the rates go down. That's another thing that we hear a lot is, well, right now the interest rates are super high, so I shouldn't buy. Well, look, something people should know, same thing with a car or a house or these sort of larger purchases in life, is that if you buy an item with a loan here in the United States, car or a home, it's very, very common to refinance that loan in the future when rates are a little bit more favorable. That's very, very common. And we practice that quite frequently in our office too. A couple years ago, especially during the pandemic, the country, the United States, saw some of the lowest interest rates that we had ever seen. We had seen in a very, very long time, quite a few decades. So a lot of people during that time said, you know what, I'm going to refinance my mortgage. They might have bought that home a few years prior, and they said, well, I'm going to refinance it now because I think, rates are low, and that would be great. It's going to lower my payment, or I can pay my mortgage off sooner. Great options. But that would have never happened if those same people had waited and said, you know what, I'm not going to buy my home, 10 years ago and refinance when the rates are low. I want to buy when the rates are low. Well, you know what happens when rates are low in real estate? Everyone can buy. And what happens when everyone can buy? If you've taken an economics course, you know that if you have high demand and the same supply, the price goes up. So what happened to home prices during the pandemic? They went through the roof because interest rates were super low and people were like, I can qualify for a way bigger payment now. So let's go get a huge house because interest rates are low. That's kind of what you're dealing with here. If you have a home that you see like this one, and it's something that you want to consider, and you're scared of the interest rate, or you're scared that interest rates are going to stay high, if you need a home, what we always tell our clients is that need is not dictated by interest rates, and that need is not dictated by home price. It's dictated by whatever's creating your need, whether you're going to get married or you are married and you're going to have children, or you're planning on having more children, or you just need a space for your hobby and for your life, Those kinds of things don't wait for interest rates. Those kinds of things, they don't wait for home prices to be just where you want them, If everyone had the ability to say, I want this house at this price and I want this interest rate, everybody would do it. Unfortunately, we don't live in that sort of economy. The market factors are what drive the prices, they drive the interest rates. So if you need a home, give me a call. We have programs that can help you out, whatever situation you're in. My phone number, it's on your screen, 559-701-4346. And like I mentioned, don't be afraid. We deal with mortgages, real estate all day long. Sometimes it can be scary to call an expert and say, you know what, I need a consult. I don't even know what I want. I need help. I just need help. If you were to call, some other businesses, maybe they'd be like, well, you need to know at least what you want. Or if you call a bank and you tell them, I need help, they're not going to have a clue what you're saying. But our number one priority is customer service. Sometimes we know people don't know exactly what they want. They need a little bit of help. If you call me and say, I need help getting into a home, I know I need a home, I know I want a home, help me get into one, I'll do everything I can to help you get into a home. Like I mentioned, I'm a licensed realtor and loan officer. Give me a call if you need a home, you want a home. My phone number is right there, 559-701-4346. Again, don't forget, 1% down payment on this home. Give me a call anytime you're interested. Thank you for watching.